Yeah.
But no, I just thought that was interesting. Yeah, if there's like a time where you can, like, sometimes even with women, you're like, oh, that woman, I could.
There's women out there that I go, sure. I think there's certain people that are so good looking. You're like, why not?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm sure that happens. I'm sure that's somewhat common.
Is a straight man, I thought about this, is a straight man.
Yeah.
Is that the hottest chick that a gay guy could get?
I guess so. Yeah. I mean, it depends.
Because to straight guys, there's like there's always like chicks you're like, oh, I'm never
I think
getting that chick.
The idea of anything that's like, you're turning a straight guy, people, that's like a fantasy that people have. But here's the thing. If you do that, are they straight?
Right.
That's the other thing. Like, there's a lot of people out there that are like, yeah, I fucked a straight guy. It's like, yeah, maybe not. Right. Maybe they weren't being honest with you.
Yeah, you fucked a liar.
Yeah. You fucked someone who's claiming to be straight, but it's like...
I am not gay. I have relationships with women and sex with men.
And I got news for you. That means you're gay.
Yeah, I know, like, I've met guys and they've been like, yeah, I've never been on a date with a guy before. I'm like, that's a lie.
Yeah.
I'm not the guy that brings you into homosexuality.
Yeah.
You've been here.
Yeah, I'm not the gateway drug.
I'm not the guy.
Yeah, I'm not weed.
Not like Taylor Lautner, who's like, you're like, let's give it a shot. I'm like, you've been down the road a little bit here if you're going out with me. You've been down the road. You've had some experiences. You don't go straight to like meth, you know? You hung out in some college party, smoked a little weed, then lost your job and decided, you know what? I want to taste glass in my lungs. I'm not the gateway drug. I'm not like the fun party drug. So I think that the people, obviously if it's a legit straight guy where you're like, whoa, this guy's legit straight. I think a lot of people are fibbing.
Right.
Especially in Hollywood. I think they're lying.
Yeah. Now, do you think there's also, now we talk about drug-induced homosexuality a lot on this podcast.
Sure, okay.
And do you believe in that? That at a certain...
I believe in drug-induced drug addiction.
Right.
So I believe that you will do I believe that you will do things to get drugs.
Right, but do you think, though, that people will get fucked up enough that at a certain point, like at 10 o'clock, everybody's having beers, nobody's gay? At 1 a.m., when, somebody has an 8-ball of Coke in them, suddenly 2 guys are gay out of the group. And you're like, oh, this is...
It might be that, or it might be 2 guys love Coke.
Right.
Like in that Tiger King thing, those guys weren't gay.
Right.
They went with women right after that. That was their...
Right, yeah.
He was their supplier of drugs.
I see.
And then after that, they were like, yeah, I want to fuck women. So they engaged in gay activities to get drugs. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. Is it possible that if you're doing drugs, you start to be like...
It's easier to be gay.
Yeah, but it's easier to be anything.
Right.
When you're on drugs, it's easier to be anything. Like when I used to drink, I thought I had money. I didn't have any money, but I was drunk. So I was like, oh, it's easier to be rich. I'm rich. Here's money. Dinner's on me. I was like, it's so easy to be rich. I don't have any money. Then you sober up. You go, I don't actually have money. But when I'm drunk, I feel like I have money.
Yeah.
So you act like you have money.
I see.
Yeah.
So drug-induced, anything could happen.
Anything could happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially the drugs that they have now, Like, it's like the argument, it's like, bath salts. It's like, is it easier to fight a pit bull when you're on bath salts? The answer is yes. It's like, but that person probably wasn't a complete stranger to that type of behavior.
Right, that person's probably choked a fucking Jack Russell before. Yeah,
that person's probably drop kicked a cat or something.
Yeah.
And they just got really into like fighting pits, when they had.
So maybe for some people it's them taking on a fear that they didn't know that they had.
That might be it, yeah.
Do you think some people view homosexuality as a fear?
Yeah, sure. I think anytime you lose control of your image, you're scared. So when you say you're a gay person, when you say you're a political, like if somebody says I'm a conservative or I'm a liberal or I'm a socialist or I'm gay or I'm a vegan, all of a sudden you lose control of your image. You lose control of your individuality because that group is associated with all kinds of things. Some of them are great, some of them aren't. So the minute that people view you as a member of a group,
it's scary.
And people lose their ability to like manage their own image, and then people are like, oh, well, you're gay. Are you like this? Are you going to act like this or whatever? Are you know? So I think the fear is the stigma that's attached to that group.
Okay.
So for a while, there's a stigma attached to homosexuality, and I'm sure there still is in many parts of the country and everywhere. So the stigma, people fear that.
Do you feel like you get hit on by more Mexican men or?
Probably on the apps. I don't really answer a lot of the app things, but
I could see that though.
Yeah, I do well with like Mexicans. I don't go out with Mexicans.
That white delight, I bet they hit on him.
Yeah,
you know?
and I'm not racist, but I just don't ever I never.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, I just, you know
I
what
feel
it
like
is?
a Mexican man would be easy to date, kind of, especially because there's a language barrier.
I've gone out with Spanish guys. I don't know actually, like when you say Mexican, I think of like some guy.
Like a 5'4"?
Just a guy in a truck.
Okay.
A dude in a truck who doesn't speak English.
Like
Now, I know
Steve Trevino kinda?
that's a racist thing, but I've never been out with an official 100% Mexican guy.
Right.
But I've gone out with guys that were Hispanic. But a lot of guys hit on me that are like from other parts of the world.
Wow.
Yeah, white people are not into it.
Interesting. Yeah.
I think I'm the symbol of, I think a bigger white guy is a symbol of prosperity to other races.
Ooh, I could see that.
Yeah, so I think
because they're used to seeing you come to their country to like get to date and look for sex.
Yeah, they're like, oh, this is the guy who comes down for sex tourism. Let's just get him now.
Yeah,
let's just steal his wallet now.
This is the guy who shows up on the train and looks around a little bit and nods and taps his cane on the ground.
This is the guy who goes to the Philippines for the food. So let's just rob him now. Let's just take his money now, and he doesn't have to buy the flight.
Dude, that's crazy. Yeah, you look like...
Yeah, like I look like a guy who goes...
You look like FDR's grandson.
I look like a guy that would go... You know the Eli Roth Hostel, that movie? I look like a guy who goes to Bratislava and who wants to just saw people in half. And then just goes back to his bank job. Yeah. And just sit back on the golf course, just hitting balls. Just like, I went away. There's a great little spot you can go and just saw people's limbs off.
Great tacos.
Good tacos. A lot of fun. So I think those people see me and they're like, oh, good, fat white guy, maybe prosperous.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's totally wild. Yeah, you seem like the guy who made like the Monopoly, that old guy, like his son, like kind of one of his sons that went to like a nice school.
I look like a guy that didn't earn the money, but somehow I have it.
Yeah.
Like I didn't earn it. I didn't come up with the thing.
Yeah.
But like I'm Orville Redenbacher's great grandson.
Yeah.
And we just made
Lonnie Redenbacher.
I just made my living popping corn. And I just sit at the local bar and I'm real free with my opinions. And I've never earned $1 in my life. I've been in the rock star with my bitch. I've been in the club with this hoe. She be looking at me all night though. I be like, where you going, you hoe? She's like, I'm gonna go and get the blow.